The legacy of 9/11 is on everyone's mind today, including us here at the studio, but we can't forget one tragic aspect of that legacy, and that is the now 14-plus year history of people terrorizing, beating, and in many cases murdering innocent Sikhs around this country. We had an incident just days before this anniversary of 9/11. The man's name was Inderjit Singh Mukker. He was driving in Chicago, and an angry driver kept trying to cut him off, eventually stopped his car in front of him, got out and ran up to Inderjit's car, began punching him in the face. Eventually, Inderjit lost consciousness, had to be taken to the hospital for fractures and swelling, and he got 6 stitches. And the man was yelling, "Terrorist, go back to your country, bin Laden." 14 years after 9/11, apparently that man in those 14 years has not learned the distinction between Muslims or Sikhs, something that I guess I shouldn't be surprised the level of ignorance that racist people have. Of course, an attack on a person of any religion is wrong. But the Sikh community in the U.S. has had a long history of this, where they have been targeted, sometimes through beatings like this. There was the Sikh temple that was shot up in 2012, and it's ongoing. And we seem to get it around 9/11 for some reason on these anniversaries.
Yeah, well, we know the reason. It's tempting. I always feel slightly conflicted with these stories because it's almost as if obviously violence against Muslims would be okay in this situation, but you got the wrong guy. But of course, that's not why we bring the story to your attention, because it's a great story of bigotry and foolishness. It's such a classic dumb American story.
Not just that, from what I read the article, he assaulted this guy with his 2 kids in the car.
Yeah.
The guy committing the assault had his children in the car. Hey, kids, watch this. I mean, who does that?
Yeah, what kind of horrific parenting? I mean, and we're never going to take this guy's kids away, but
thankfully he is in custody.
Yeah, he is in custody.
There will be charges.
But I mean, what a great thing that you're too dumb to even know who you're beating up. Too dumb to know how. He's too dumb to be a good racist.
Yeah.
Well, no, but that is what good racists do. They botch everything, right? That is the definition of racist, is ignorance, right? So it's the same as the anti-Semitic guy who went and shot up a Jewish community center in Kansas
and killed a bunch of Christians. That's right.
Didn't hit a single Jew. I mean, it's a tragedy no matter what, because people got killed. But I mean, they're morons. They're morons. Oh, and the guy who went into the Jewish museum and killed the security guard who wasn't Jewish, right? So, and the guy who shot up the Sikh temple, and then in August 2014, Sandeep Singh, a Sikh man in New York City, runs over, drags him for 30 feet, and the guy calling him a terrorist.
Yeah. I like that he called him bin Laden. Like, he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's been dead for a long time.
Been dead for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, and
he's a low information voter.
Exactly, yeah. And those sorts of low information voters seem to be supporting candidates that we've seen, like Trump, like some of his supporters, don't know and don't care the distinctions between different sects of Islam, who's controlling what country.
When I'm president, I'm going to know more than any of you.
Exactly.
They also don't know they're the losers he's talking about.
Who are the losers?
The people that support him.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Like, ignorance matters, okay? And it's one thing when an ignorant guy is using his fists. It's another when he's using the military of the United States. And it scares me that people are so willing to give that power to a person who is completely disinterested in exactly how it would be used. But anyway, obviously a tragedy for Inderjit. They, as I said, have the guy in custody. They are considering charges, and they're also considering the possibility of pressing hate crime charges as well, because this is almost certainly a hate crime.
You think?
Yeah, I was going to say.
I say almost certainly because we can't say for sure. I wasn't there, but it certainly looks that way.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. I'll stand with you. And Cenk and I think we're still on the same page in general against hate crime legislation.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm in favor of hate crime legislation, but if you're going to apply it, this would be the case.
This is it. It applies.